something I've noticed that most creative entrepreneurs do is that they just go on ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, oh, please help me. Now that's nice. You can use ChatGPT for the basis, but still run through it with your sense, right? One of the most challenging things you're going to face as a creative entrepreneur is actually hiring. Hiring your first staff, your second, your third, and actually knowing who to even hire on your team. This is a major challenge I always see creative entrepreneurs, digital professionals always complain about, like, oh, I'm trying to hire, I don't know how to go about it. Guys, pull up, buckle up, stay tuned because I'm about to break it down.
Love yours.
Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Uche. I'm a creative entrepreneur, a creative business consultant, and a marketing specialist. I am so glad to have you here. And there's something I always do for creatives. I bridge the gap between your creativity and business. Welcome on board. My agency helps businesses take on global stages. Content marketing, digital marketing, and all the nice things. Today's topic is for the creative entrepreneurs, digital professionals. Whatever you see yourself as, you're a freelancer, you're building your business, creative businesses are in and they're in to stay. And if you're struggling to figure out how to hire your first employee, you have come to the right channel. So one of the things you need to know is that the first way to actually get burnt out fast as a creative entrepreneur is thinking you can do it all by yourself. And I know we've all been there. You've been the accountant of your business, you've been the customer service, you've been the graphics designer, you've been the social media manager, the content creator, the expert, the operations manager. You've been everything. You wear multiple hats. But now your business is growing and you need more hands on board. Where do I start from? Who do I hire first? How do I go about it? How do I even find the right person? How do I onboard them? How do I, indoctrinate them into my company system and processes? I'm about to break that down. First, number one is to hire for your weakness. I always say this a lot because most creative entrepreneurs, what they struggle with is hiring wrong. So when I say hire for your weakness is what is that particular thing that you know that this thing is not my strong set. One of the things my lecturer told me as a journalist is that as a journalist, we need to know a bit of everything. So let me tell you, I know a bit of everything when it comes to my line of work, right? But the thing is, I cannot do everything. Take for instance, one of my weaknesses is graphics design. I can spend maybe 3 hours to do a design when I can create a strategy in under 30 minutes. Do you see the difference here? I know how to do that, but that is like a weakness. Now, what makes sense is for me to sort of like outsource that work. Do you get? So that's why I say when it comes to hiring for your weaknesses, what is that thing that, it's been delayed. It takes time before it gets done in your business, and it's because it's you that is doing it. Hire for that position. You're going to save time. You're going to focus on other things because as a business owner, you have to be the entrepreneur, the technical person, and also the manager. I'm trying to remember from a book I recently encountered. That's e-business meet. I've not really read it, but that's the part I want to read. So there are parts of your businesses where you need to show up as, and if doing one particular work is not letting you show up in another part that is also important, then you need to hire for that particular role. The second point is to think long term. So when it comes to hiring, right? I don't want you to just feel like, oh, I'm just hiring. I need to hire. I need to hire. I need to hire someone for my business. I need you to think about the future of your business. Like you don't want to have people that don't key into your vision. And this is where most creative entrepreneurs miss it. Somebody just sends you a DM and out of emotional excitement, you'll be like, oh, maybe I should hire her. She has been following me for a very long time. What if they don't key into your business vision? What if they don't key into the long-term vision of your business? Don't just hire for today's problem. Hire for your future business in mind. Hire for where your business is heading to because those are the type of people you need to be on board in your business. And then the third one is create a clear process. So before you hire, right? Say you're hiring for an operations manager. I want you to make a clear-cut process for the operations manager. What is their exact job? Have you created their JDs? Have you created their SOPs? Have you created systems for them? Have you put things in place for them that when they come on board, you know what to start from? Have you created their weekly tasks for them? Have you sort of like automated their tasks? Like these are things that you need to take into consideration that, okay, if I hire an operations manager, what is this person going to be doing on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis? Have you written it out that when the person starts, it's like, oh, here's what you're supposed to do. And it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing. You get, because sometimes mistakes creative entrepreneurs make is that you just hire people and expect them to know it. No, you're going to have to guide them in that role till they figure it out. Okay. Does that help? Awesome. All right. So if you have any ideas, any comments, anything you feel like you want to share, or if you agree with me on what I've said so far, I want you to comment in the comment section. I want to hear from you. But also, if you're looking to kickstart your creative business, I have a freebie, it's Creative Business Starter Kit. It is a freebie for creative entrepreneurs, young digital professionals who are looking to start, scale, and systemize their businesses. Just click the link in the description box. You find a link there to download this freebie and enjoy. It has everything in it from goal setting, pricing, hiring, structure, time management, money, pricing. money management, because there are two different things, and on a couple of things in the kit, okay, to help you to start your creative business right. As now to the most interesting part, actually, I've told you guys, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you, but how do you actually hire for your business, right? This is what I want you to do. Number one, determine the role you need. Say you've determined that you need an operations manager in your business. Good, fantastic. You've done a great job. I need an operations manager. I need a project manager for my business. You have done that. Have you listed out the JD? Do you list it out? And I want you to be very intentional when you're listing out JDs, because something I've noticed that most creative entrepreneurs do is that they just go on ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, oh, please help me. Now that's nice. You can use ChatGPT for the basis, but still run through it with your sense, right? Say, okay, this is what this person I want this person to do. I've seen some job descriptions where he has like three roles in one. I'm like, that is wrong. That anybody that sees that thing would be afraid of even applying. Some of you don't even take the time to create JDs. You just put out, oh, I'm hiring a this, apply. Take your time, list it out, put it like publish it well. You want to put the role, the description, the requirements, how to apply, like if there are any benefits on the job, like really do it like a piece that you want people to see and be like, oh, let me apply for this job, or like organize yourself so that, because again, let me tell you something, what you people, what most creative entrepreneurs fail to realize that your employees also, as I, yeah, I know people are looking for money, right? So yes, people hop on any job, but then also people that are not really looking for any type of job still also want to have this level of like, so why should I even work at that company? Do you get? So when you do this type of like, oh, this is the role, you break it down, the job description, the requirements, the how to apply, any benefits on the role, someone reading is like, okay, this person knows what she's on about. I like how she has broken this thing down. I want to apply for that role. Do you see how that your job application, it would even pull people to even apply, and not just any type of people, quality people. So the next thing after you've done that is to hire, use like technology, like leverage technology, right? So first things first, I always recommend people to use Notion. Publish a Notion website where you're writing those things out. Do you get? So you're basically sending the link to people, right? So put it in Notion, you've put it down like the role, the description, the requirements, how to apply. Just like really break it down very well. And then how to apply. I always advise people, don't tell people to send their CVs to your email. So here's why: you might just have one email, and your email will just get bombarded with people just like sending the applications, and you might just like sort of like clutter your email. So use like a Google form or like a type form. I use Google Forms, right, to apply. So when you've listed out the job description and all of those things on Notion, at the end of just a click here to apply, and when you click it, take them to a Google form. Now in that Google form, so what I do in the agency for myself is that just ask some basic questions of like your name, ask some technical questions of like, so maybe we're hiring for a project manager. We say, okay, how would you handle so and so job? How would you handle so and so that? How would you handle this? Just to sort of like pick their brains. Would also ask them to put links to their social media platforms. Would also ask them to upload their portfolio if needed, or CV, whatever it is. I also like to ask technical questions. Now, why I do that form is that how you answer the form is also sort of like a vetting process. When people answer the form lackadaisical, or they don't put any effort to it, I just know this person is not who I'm looking for. Because you're able to just sieve out all those like lazy people that are just like applying for any job. And also that Google form just helps you, sieve out the rubbish rather than collecting it in your inbox and it just taking up space, right? Once you do that, you can take your time, export it. Maybe the application has closed, just export it to your Google Sheets, look through it, highlight the ones you like, and then send them emails. The next thing is the interviews. You want to schedule your interviews. Please and please also prepare for your interviews. Like go on ChatGPT and say, I'm interviewing someone for a project manager at my company, and all, sort of like give me questions to ask. Send the job description to ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT to be very thorough. You want to touch everything from their, work side, their emotional side, their team play, different parts of, like, just tell ChatGPT that you really want it to give you very detailed questions. It will give you things that you genuinely appreciate. Now you share your interviews. During your interviews, ask all the questions you want to ask, follow the prompt, always give them time to always ask questions back, ask for reference maybe after the interview or during the interview, subjective to you. And of course, when you find your person, make an offer. Now, this is the very interesting part where most creative entrepreneurs always miss it. When you make an offer, right, don't just make the offer and free, prepare your employment letter, prepare your company handbook, NDA, all those things that make people look like, oh, I'm working here. Like, give them this corporate, this is where the corporate, sort of like corporate, like, wow, corporate arrange or corporate governance that comes in, like, arrange, let your creative business have that, to share vibe to it, send them company handbooks, send them, team members handbooks, send them like a welcome guide, just send them things like, let them feel excited. If you have like, company merch or something, even give them something, let them know, welcome, or this place is like a place for you to be. planted in, or they're excited to grow there and all. That's that kind of thing. Make the hiring exciting. Don't you see when people go, they get a job at like Pinterest and all of those things, and they're like, it's my first day at Pinterest. Look at my bag, look at the laptop I got. Also like nice things, because it's like an experience for them. Do you understand? You want to really take time to welcome your new employees. Now, you also want to consider like your onboarding. Like onboarding is something that most creatives always like forget. You need to onboard your team members to your business, right? So if you're using like project management tools, what I would suggest is make a video down, like a welcome video. You can just like, hi, welcome to Content Curated. My name is this. I'm so glad to have you on board. Hey, a couple of things you need to know about our brand. Da 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 da. This is what we use. Say, oh, this is how we use our Asana. This is how we use Slack. This is how we use our email. This is how we use shared albums to work. If you can record like a walkthrough video, so that the person, you just send the video, like all the links to them, let them watch, right? So you're not wasting your time teaching people over and over again. And then last but not the least, please give your new employees time. I'm guessing that if you're a creative entrepreneur, you're probably working with people that are remote. So it's a bit harder working remote compared to when it's like a physical office. So you have to give grace, check in with them if you are, I don't know what the position is in your business. If you see maybe have like a line manager or something, someone that they report to, ensure that they are reporting to that person diligently. Or if they're reporting to you, say it's like a project manager, give the person grace, give the person time to fit into the role. You can have like maybe a weekly check-in at the end of their first week, at the end of their first month, at the end of their first quarter, just to check in with them how they are performing on their role. And always be open to, and of course, be open to feedback, like feedback, how's the work going, any feedback on how we can improve this, any feedback on how we can improve that, what are you liking on the job so far? Be open. Your employees are stakeholders in your creative business, and you want to make them feel really, really seen, heard, and welcome. So before the end of this video, if you found this video really helpful, please, I want you to like, share, subscribe, and send it to someone that needs it. Don't forget, if you are looking to kickstart your creative business, I have a freebie, the Creative Business Starter Kit. Click the link in the bio and you have it. All right.